Hello, and today we are going to see how to make our background moving and also to make the character, the sprite, to be a running. Okay, so let's start for this. Open the new file in your Scratch. And for me, the cat is also by default. I don't want the cat to be this time, so I will delete it from here and select the new sprite, unicorn. So you will find the unicorn running. Okay, so just select it and your new unicorn is on your stage. Now choose the backdrop, because if you choose the backdrop from here, the problem is that there will be no motion inside this. So you have to draw your own backdrop. So for drawing your backdrop, you have to do it from the sprite. You just go and select the paint, and once you click the paint, this will appears in front of you. This is actually showing you the exact stage. Okay, so now you have to draw something like curvy things, curvy grass or curvy hills on the lower part of the stage. For doing that, you have to select the square box. For drawing the rectangle, you just have to draw it like this, so that your both end of the stage is covered well. Okay, so once it is like, you will see that this is covering. If it is not covering, like you feel that some of part of my stage is not covering, it is because of the x and y position. So every time you have to put it to be a 0 position to be in the center. Okay, so you have to change it to be 0. Okay, so now you see the things that we drawn here, it is covering the whole stage. Okay, that's great. And now what we have to do, we have to make some curve here. Okay, so for making curve, you can just select the reshape option, and then here from the middle you have to draw it like this. Okay, okay, so now you already drawn some curves, okay, on the screen. Whatever you are drawing, you will find it on the screen. Okay, that's great. Now it's time to instruct the unicorn and the sprite. You can change the sprite name to be a background, because it will be our background. So just change the name to be a background, and it's time to instruct it. Okay, if you feel that this time my unicorn just goes backward, so to make it forward, what we have to do, we have to first start with the events, because most of the time if it is goes to the back layer, we have to start and make it sure that it is always on the front layer. So always start with the go to, which is then click the green flag, and then in the looks, once you click on the looks block, you will find this block, go to front layer. Okay, so once you click this, your horse is coming, the unicorn is coming to the front layer. Okay, that's good. If you want it to be little lower on the like to feel like it is like on the ground, you can just drag it to make it sure that it is on the ground. Okay, there's no problem if it is on top also. Okay, now it's time to instruct the background. For instructing the background, we always have to start everything with the event. So this time also we will select the go to. Okay, and this time we want our background to be always in the back layer. So what we have to do, we have to go in the looks block again and select the go to, but this time it should be back. Okay, so like if sometimes it comes to the front also, it will go to the back layer. Okay, that's good. Now it's time to start. So from where to start? So you have to go into the position motion and decide the X and Y. So this time we already decided that it should always start with the 0 0. So it will be like 0 0 in the middle of the stage. Okay. That's good. And now it's time to instruct our background to move, like from for moving from this end, this end actually the right end to the left end. What we have to do, we have to change the x position. Okay, so for changing the x position, what we have to do, we have to change it with minus number. Okay, so you have to do it in the forever. So you have to just, because you want your screen to move every time, so it should be always inside the forever. So inside the forever, select the motion and the change in the x. Okay, so you are just changing the x and you are changing the x with minus number. So if you select here, so you can see like when I'm clicking on this change x, so it is just changing my x like direction of the x from the x to be in the -5. So it is every time changing x by -5. But we want our screen to move it continuously, so you have to go and connect it with the forever. So you have to put it inside the forever and then try to just click on this to show where it going to stop. Okay, that's good. So now our screen, the background that we designed is stopped somewhere here on this point. Okay, so now it's time to say our screen to start from this point again. For doing that, you have to use the another control block, which is if. Okay, so for if is like if some condition is true, then it will goes inside the if block. Okay, and otherwise the if block will not be executed. So this time I will put it like this. And what will be our condition? For I will show you what is our x coordinates in this stage. So if you see, our x point here is positive 240 and at this point it is minus 240. Okay. So every time when my stage reaches to the minus 240, I have to instruct it to go back to the plus 240. Okay, that's good. So for doing that, you have to compare it with some number. So for comparison, you have to go in the operator and select this one. And this time what we have to compare, we have to compare the x position because our x position is moving. So again go in the motion and select the x position from here. And this time what we have to check, like whether this point reaches. So for checking whether this point reaches, we have to check the x position is should be less than minus 240. Okay, if you select here, you find that it is true. This means this condition is true this time. So we have to connect it with the if block. And then what we have to instruct, we are instructing our background, once this condition is true, you have to start from this point. For starting from this point, you have to go in the motion block again and then select to go to x and y. But this time our go to x should be the x point from where we want to start. So I want to start from 240, so I will just change it to 240. Okay, that's good. And I will put it after changing x by -5. So what this box means, so every time our screen will move in the -5 and -5, like it starts from the -5, -5, -5 and it reaches to this point. And once it reaches to this point, it is checking it in the if condition. In if condition, if the position of x is less than -240, then it will again instruct to go to this point. So this point is plus 240, this is positive 240. So now try to execute it. That's great. So now my background is moving. Okay, that's good. My background is moving. I will just remove this one. So for removing, you have to just click the background one that was there. And if you try to see, there is still a one problem is there, like it is starting from the this point once it reaches to this point, but every time it is like a white screen, so we don't want white screen. Okay, so for removing the white screen, what we have to do, we have to duplicate our background. Okay, so you have to duplicate our background. You just have to click here on the background one that you created. You will, once you right click it, you will find the option of duplicate. Just click on the duplicate and your background 2 is already there. Okay, so but this time we don't want our x to be 0 and 0, because for overlapping it should always start from 240. If one background is started from 0 0, then second background should start from 240. So only change here in the x, which is 240. Okay, and now try to start again to check whether my background is working fine or not. See, so now there is no white screen, right? So my background is working fine. There is overlap between the two backgrounds, so there is no white screen left. That's good. And now it's time to instruct the unicorn. For instructing the unicorn, you have to again go and select the unicorn. Always see like which sprite or which character you are selecting, because if you select the wrong character, then you will instruct that character. Okay, so always you have to be careful, like you are selecting the unicorn or background. So if this time you want to instruct the unicorn, you have to select the unicorn first. Okay, so we already instructed our unicorn to go in the front layer, but we want our unicorn to run also. For running, you have to go in the control, and you have to select the forever, because you want the running to be like always. So forever, and in the looks you have to choose the next costume. Okay, you have to choose the next costume. Okay, that's good. Like my unicorn is like running this time. Okay, but it is not moving. I want my unicorn to move also. Okay, for that what I have to do, I have to create another block here. I have to create another instruction here. For doing next instruction, I will do the same things, and then in the control I will do the forever. Okay, now I would like to start from some position, like go to. Okay, but this time I want this to start from minus 240, because I want my unicorn to start from this position. Okay, so my unicorn will move forward, not backward. So always start with minus 240, and then what I want to show, I would like to move the unicorn to this point. Okay, so for doing that, you can do the gliding. Okay, for gliding, you just bring this block and connect it, and you can instruct like you can glide the whole screen in 4 seconds. Okay, and this time I want to reach the positive x. So now stop it and try to again stay. So that's great. My unicorn is running in forward direction, and my background is like changing from left to right. My horse unicorn is running from left to right, and my background is changing from right to left. So that's great. So it's all for the today.